Evening, just about. I'm back. Just getting in there before Friday hits, I think. With Thursday night's Seeds of Wisdom from David Daniels, aka the Shy Man, aka the Quiet Achiever, aka anything else you can think of right now. I'm waiting to build an audience. Who's with me? I know it's late again. I've been packing up tonight. I'm away on the weekend, so I've been packing up a few bits and pieces, and hence another late night FB live. But there we go. I got one person on board, and now they've gone. But Facebook's saying we're still spreading the word that you're live. This may take a minute, and the one person is back. Okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm still working on connecting with you guys live at a more appropriate time. I realise this is not really the time to connect with the people who are interested in what I'm doing, or maybe just people generally. I need to move to a prime time slot. I need some comments on this, guys. I'd like to do a poll. I'm not sure how you do a poll on Facebook to find out what time you'd like to see this at. And if I can do it, I will. Hey John, how you doing, sir? Is your page done? I forgot the name of it. Oh, what was it called? Testimony. That was it. I know you put it up and then you took it back down. Yeah, let me know if it's back up, and I'll be happy to do whatever you need me to do on there. I think it was you wanted me to give my testimony. Hence the name Testimony. So yeah. Right, tonight's Facebook Live, Seeds of Wisdom, is talking about mixing business with pleasure. One of those most... Testimony, John? Or testimony? Anyway, is it back? Let me know if it's back up and running, and I'll do what you need me to do. So yeah, one of those most well-known sayings that about mixing business with pleasure. Can you mix business with pleasure? Can you mix business with pleasure? Oh, we've got 4 people. Nice. Down to 3. Right, ignore the numbers, Daniel. Just keep going. Right, mixing business with pleasure. Can you do it? Is there a conflict of interests? And I found a way to mix business with pleasure. And the effort that's gone into it, the results of it came out today. And I can't take any credit for this. All the credit goes to a lady called Michelle Raymond. Michelle Raymond runs a business called The People's Partner. It's about helping companies with their human resources, not their public relations. I almost said PR instead of HR. So she helps people with outsourcing HR. I've got PR stuck in my head now. HR. And she joined me when I joined the 4-week online speakers program. She was one of the fellow speakers on there. Fantastic lady. She's given me a lot of advice, and she reached out to me when I was struggling. So this program I was on, there was about 19 other speakers. Majority of them already coaches. Majority of them already speaking, had their own businesses, and there was me. Still working full time, and if I wanted to go full-time public speaker, I knew that would involve me probably going to London. I live in Ipswich at the moment, in Suffolk. It would have probably involved me going to London in the evenings and the weekends, and 2 reasons I didn't want to do that. 1, because I wouldn't see my family. I've got a young family and I want to spend as much time with them as possible, but 2, obviously I had to think about that commitment alongside how would that, if it would, and how would it impact my performance at work. So I was in a bit of a predicament. So I wanted to get started in public speaking, but I was also, and still am, working full time. And basically Michelle came up with a suggestion, which I just took on board and ran with, and she said, find a way you can mix the 2 together. So find a way you can use your desire to get into public speaking to aid your company. Now, as a direct result of that, 2 things happened. 1, I approached, in my company, we've got an internal communications department, and the company I work for have had a big push this year on community engagement, and there's been lots of fantastic things going on, supporting the local hospital, supporting a local charity with a project they're doing in the woods. Hey Ben, how you doing, sir? I'll catch you later, John. Thanks for just passing by. I know it's a late one. So yeah, I approached internal communications because they're doing a lot this year on community engagement, supporting local charities, what have you. Done a fantastic amount of work, and I had basically Michelle posed that thought to me, or suggestion to me. I went away and thought, really, how can I use what I'm learning, this skill I'm learning, this action I'm taking, how can I use it to benefit my company that I'm working for and create a win-win situation? So what I did, I approached a lady in internal communications. Fiduci, if you're watching on the replay, thank you for giving me the time of day. And I did a presentation. It wasn't a fancy PowerPoint presentation, literally A4 Word document. I should have had that with me actually. And I basically explained what I was doing in public speaking, Facebook Live, why I was doing it, and how it could benefit the company. So I put things like I can go into schools, because we was looking to approach schools to deliver lessons and bring benefits to the children. And I was saying I could use that, what I'm doing with public speaking, to be perhaps represent the company and talk about generic subjects, but bring in the company's values. So we've got where I work in the operations department, and we have a vision, which is we commit to deliver for customers through the support, development, challenge of our people and the way we work. The reason I'm talking like this is because we get tested on this, and I'm usually flawless, so I usually get it right, and I tripped up a bit there. So basically, we commit to customers and the way we work through the support, development, challenge of our. No, I've messed it up. Anyway, we support, develop, and challenge our people and the way we work. So, for example, I could go to school and I could talk about values, what morals do you live by? And I can relate that to the children or young adults, but I can also explain that about businesses and what their values are, and bring in my company's values, if I remember what they are. But yeah, using me representing my company, not me representing David Daniels of public speaking, me being an ambassador for my company, bringing adding value to those organisations, but at the same time I'm getting public speaking practice, I'm honing my craft, I'm refining my skill. And that was just one way. So I presented that all to them, and Fiduci seemed impressed, and she's like, the opportunity wasn't there right now, the opportunity hasn't come up to date to get on board with that, but I've put it at the forefront of her mind, so if anything comes up, she can know that I'm prepared to do it, and I've put myself forward. Yeah, so that's one way I did it. The other way I did it is that in our company we have two magazines, like in-house magazines. One is for the whole group, so we're part of a group of companies, and the other one is just for our company, and it's called In Touch, In Tune, hence why I added that to the end of the subject for tonight. And to cut a long story short, I approached again the internal communications department and said, oh, look, I'd love to do an article about my journey in public speaking and what I'm doing with public speaking, and basically how to get into public speaking, and why do people have this fear of public speaking. So we did it was an interview style. I sat down, we had a talked about my journey, my shyness, etc. And then I was given a set of questions to answer, which I did. And as a result, that edition, the latest edition, came out today. So Michelle Raymond, this is a direct result of what you told me. And it looks like that. the internal magazine, and I don't even notice because it was quite blurry. Hey Nana Sir, thank you for joining. Um, the second subject is public speaking. Could you do it? And they managed to rope in this dodgy looking guy. You can pretty much see the picture photo, but there's me. And I realise it's all back to front. And the subject title is Could You Do It? David Daniels explains why he wanted to explore public speaking. I'm not going to read the whole article to you, but kind of questions I was asked was, what's your reason for wanting to start public speaking? Always important. Why are you doing something? What's been my highlights? How did I start? What challenges have I faced? What's next for me? And what advice do I have for others who want to start public speaking? So trying to use what I've decided to do to try and help others, and also for people to see me in a different light. Maybe people didn't realise I was doing that. Now, this publication, there's about 400 people in the company at the moment. Hi Georgina, thanks for coming on board. There's about 400 people, so this publication, potentially again, that's 400 people could potentially read it. I don't know if everyone will read it. So that's 400 people, 400 different eyes are going to be me. And I thought about this. I thought, once upon a time I would have done this kind of stuff, because now I'm putting myself out there. I'm sticking myself out, and it's not for me bragging about what I'm doing, and I'm just putting it out there. But I can't gauge what the response will be. Some people might think I'm being arrogant. Some people might think he's making this up. He's not shy, because they can only see the David Daniels of now. They can't see me 15 skins ago, snake skins, as Nana talked about in one of his Facebook lives. We shed different skins as we grow, as we develop. So the stuff I talk about in this, there's some people who may not be able to relate the two, because they just see me as I am now. They can't see me as I was back then. So as it came hot off the press, literally one person came to say congratulations, which was great, but I couldn't speak to her because I literally had to go to a meeting. It's just the way it happened. It wasn't intentional like that. I had to go to a meeting. So I went to this meeting and I was walking back. It was about a 10-minute walk, and it was a kind of a time of reflection. I was thinking about calling my wife and speaking to her. I thought, no, I'm just gonna. It was a decent sunny day, decent sunny day. So I thought, I'm just gonna walk and I'm just gonna reflect. And as I was walking, 3 people from the company were walking towards me, and one of them was my boss, the head of the department. And for some reason, and I've talked about this in a few of my Facebook lives, I kind of had a flashback to what I used to be like. So if you don't know this, I said my shyness crippled me to the point where if I saw someone and I didn't feel comfortable to engage in small talk, I didn't want to be seen, I'd literally cross over to the other side of the road and try and stay at the line of vision. And I had that thought for literally a split second. I thought, should I cross over? And it just kind of brought a flashback to how I used to be. And I thought, no, I'm not going to. I couldn't anyway. They saw me anyway. But I thought, no, you're not like that anymore, David. You don't have to do that. But it's still that because, and usually be fine. It's because this had come out, so I know potentially they could have read it. They probably haven't even read it yet, but that's what the thought was on my mind. Have they read it? What do they think? Blah blah blah. Is it good? Is it bad? What am I going to say? So as I go home, so I walked past. We said a simple hello, and then I walked on. Second kind of reflection point was someone who I'd been at the meeting with was ahead of me, and they were on the phone. And I'm quite a fast walker, always have been. And I was walking up to go past this person, and again, I kind of flashback how I used to be. I don't know why, but I used to feel uncomfortable, like in that situation, walking past someone, almost like it's rude. I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from. And I kind of had it was like an analogy for me. Like for me, I've always held back, so people are walking forward, and I haven't wanted to go past people. That was kind of an analogy I had, but I did. I just walked past him. So that was kind of two, I don't know, moments, should I say? So then, as I was walking back to the office, I was thinking, oh, what if everyone has read this, or what are they going to? Are they going to be looking at me different? Are they going to be asking me questions, this and that? As it so happens, it was a kind of like business as usual. I don't know if people have read it. I don't know if they skim past it. I don't know. But as I'm doing with this, and a kind of a lesson for you guys can draw out of it. If you believe in something, just do it. As I'm doing with this stuff, do what's in your control. So I'm putting this stuff out there. Hopefully, I'm doing it to a decent quality. I know I haven't got the flash light and the flash backgrounds, whatever, but the power really is in my voice and what I'm sharing and my emotions. So I feel I'm adding value of being of some use doing these Facebook lives. But once I hit the finish button, I can't control what response comes back. It's all been good so far. The negative, which I call negative, has been constructive criticism, which I fully take on board, and from people I respect. But once I've hit the finish button on these things, on these lives, I can't control how people will perceive it, how people will take it, good, bad, what have you. So, and it's again with this, and it'll be very interesting in the next few days. I did it because I want it to stimulate conversation. I want people to think about it, to talk about it, to come and question me about it. But I'm a private person at heart, so to be honest, I'd rather just do this and then just carry on about my business, really and truly. And I hope I don't get a bit too. I don't think I will, but don't start getting paranoid of people who've read it, what they're thinking. Are they going to talk to me about it? Are they going to think I'm arrogant? That I'm looking to get attention? I'm attention seeking. I can't control those emotions of other people. I can just control what. Yeah, you can have influence on people, but I can't control their minds. Exactly what they're going to think and how they feel. I've just done it because again, this year's for me has really been about coming out of my comfort zone, taking more action than just thinking about taking action and getting everything right before taking action. This Facebook Lives it's the biggest thing I've done, and kind of after that it's been kind of this. It was my choice to do it. No one approached me to do it. I approached them to do it. Following, hey Alicia, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Following Michelle's advice, and this was like the second way I've mixed business with pleasure. So I'm doing my public speaking. You can't see me, Alicia. Is that better? Can you see me now, Alicia? Let's see what the response comes back. Yeah, as a result of what Michelle Raymond advised me about mixing what I'm doing and being of benefit to work, this is allowed me to mix business with pleasure, doing what I call at the moment my hobby, if you can call. Oh, Lucia can't see me. I don't know why. I think no one else has said that, Lucia. I don't know if it's your handset. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hopefully you can. I'll press on. So, doing this has allowed me to combine my hobby, as it now is turned out. Everything is black. Hold on 1 minute, people. I'm just going to turn off the light and turn it back on. Can you see me now, Lucia? I'll wait for the response. So doing this has allowed me to combine my hobby and hopefully bring some benefits to work, or if nothing else, people find it a bit entertaining, even if just gloss over it, think, oh, okay, fine, I've read it, and move on with their lives. I've combined the two together. So for those of you who are looking to, I mean, this is, like I say, for me, it's just a hobby at the moment. I don't know where it's going to go, where it's going to be taken, or where I choose to take it. But for those of you who are doing trying to set up a business on the side and you're working full time. Lucia, I think it must be your handset because no one else has said they can't see me. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me, and then hopefully you can watch this on a replay. I'm also going to put this on YouTube as usual, so hopefully you can watch it one of those two ways. So yeah, for those of you who are starting businesses and you're working full time, find ways, or doing something, a new skill. Find ways that you can combine what you do in your personal life with what you do in your business, in your employee life. Create a win-win situation for both yourself and the business. One final piece of advice that Michelle Raymer gave me. This is not applicable to me at the moment because this is not a business for me. It's just a hobby. Is if you are going to start a business and you're working full time, it's good practice to let your employer know. I'm not all down with the rules, but there's the working time directive. If what you're doing outside is the amount of hours you're doing takes you past the maximum hours a week, you need to opt out of that. And Google that or ask Michelle. Don't quote me on that. It's just what I can remember. There are certain rules about the amount of hours you work, and also think about the impact it may have on your employer in terms of time, mentally and physically, to pursue your business. There's quite a few people in our business. My employer's quite good. They do Avon, they sell books, make cakes. We've got quite a few budding entrepreneurs, or for people who've got their own business as such. So, and that's for you to gauge whether the right things. It would be the right thing. I believe it's the right thing to do, but it may not apply to your situation. So that's it. That's kind of another line in the sand for me in terms of significant moments. This one's going to go in the journal when I start it, and it's something I'll look back on, and I don't know how I feel looking back on it. But for now, when we see what kind of response we'll get, that should be fun. We'll see what work is like tomorrow. I'll just carry on my business. If anyone wants a signed copy, I will duly oblige. Alicia says you're back. Hopefully you can watch it now. I'm just wrapping up now actually. But hopefully you can watch this one on a replay or on YouTube. So yeah, business and pleasure. How can you mix the two? I remember once Rob Moore, who runs Progressive Property Academy, he talked about finding ways of mixing business and pleasure. And one example was if you were going to go abroad on business, make a holiday out of it. So if you're due to be abroad for 2 days, stay an extra 3 days, spend the 3 days with your family, sightseeing and whatever, and then do what you need to do business-wise as well. So there's numerous other ways. Get your creative caps on, Google it, speak to a friend, conversate, find ways you can mix business with pleasure. And on that note, thank you for those who joined. I realise it's late, so what are you all doing up? I know you're not waiting for me to come on board. Lucia still can't see. Yes, send me that screenshot, Lucia. Find me on YouTube. I'm on Twitter. I'm not that big of a twit on Twitter, as in I don't tweet that much at the moment. How ridiculous does that sound? But yeah, I'm there, and my Facebook lives get put onto there by the wonders of technology. And yeah, if you guys can let me know, either now or private message in the comments, what time would be your deal 2 times to have for me to come on board with Facebook Lives. I really want to reach as many people as possible live, because the interaction makes it different, it makes it more dynamic, it keeps me on my toes. I have to remember where I was at as I'm conversating with you guys. So yeah, let me know what time you preferred for me to do these Facebook Lives. And on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Lucia, send me your screenshot. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for those who joined. I love you and leave you. I'm travelling tomorrow, but I'm still hoping to bring you one final Caesar wisdom for the week. It might be outside on the road. See you later. I'm out.